Hi there, welcome to the first in our D-Link range of videos for the electric wholesalers. We're going to be talking about unmanaged switches first of all today. I've got two unmanaged switches in front of me which I'll give you a brief tour through, and then I'm going to hand over to Mark who's going to show you how to connect them up. The first thing to talk about is why do you need a switch? A router will come with either 3 or 4 ports on the back. So the first thing that you want to do is connect up all of your devices at home or all of your computers in a network. You're probably going to need more ports, hence the popularity of unmanaged switches. If I open up the first one here, this is our DGS1008D model. This is a 8-port plastic Ethernet switch, which I'll hand over to Mark.
Thank you.
In the box also you obviously get the power supply and an Ethernet cable to connect up to the router or to your device in question.
Yeah, so as Adam was alluding, little basic data switches like this device here can help if you've got a lot of smaller devices on a network and you need to get them connected to a central source. What I'm going to show you guys today is how to connect a small network and how to get certain devices like PCs and laptops connected to a central source. So we're going to have to use a little bit of imagination here. This is your router. This is got your internet connection on it. Imagine that it's got power and everything else and it's in the process of pumping. It's on and it's putting out a good signal for yourselves. So you would take things like an Ethernet cable and simply you could take one of your Ethernet cables and you could plug into the back of this. And then you have your router. Again, this is all connected to the internet, so it's going to have power, it's going to have your WAN connection to it, and you can plug it simply into the back of the device here. What this will allow you to do is basically give you more ports so you can get more devices connected to this, whether it be your laptops, printers, Wi-Fi access points, and all that sort of stuff. You could take another Ethernet cable, and you could plug into here. You take the other end of the Ethernet cable and you plug it into your laptop, and this is the start of a basic network. And what a wired connection does over wireless is give you that certainty, that consistency in signal. A wired connection is better in terms of reliability than wireless, and it will give you that sure connection.
Yeah, slightly lower latency and more secure for your customers because no one's going to guess the password when you're using wired devices in your network.
Yeah. In a consumer sense, why would you look to use a wired connection? So think of things like media centers, think of things like music speakers or smart speakers. You want that sharp, crisp information being there instantly. Things like when you're online gaming, so if you're playing the latest Call of Duty, and you need to have the strongest, fastest internet connection, an Ethernet cable will help. If you have devices in your network that don't have wireless, using an Ethernet switch can guarantee that connection. We recommend having a look at a gigabit in terms of speeds, but there are different alternatives and options available.
Great transition there, Mark, because he was talking about latency, speeds. Just to introduce this is our DMS107. The beauty of this device, especially when Mark was talking about NAS and all those kind of speeds, is that a lot of people who have NAS want slightly faster than gigabit. This switch has 2.5 gigabit ports available on it. We have other versions of this all the way up to a 24-port switch. This will be great for gamers, for people who have NAS drives, people who stream a lot of content. So it's just an upgrade from the DGS1008D, which is only a gigabit. So there's 2 of the options that we have in our range.
Why would we suggest using multi-gigabit switches within business? So things like Wi-Fi 6 and 7 to get the true speed of the wireless signal to the devices. The components in the background will need to be upgraded, so things like the cabling as well as the switches. But things like multi-gigabit switches, being able to push data through a network at 2.5 gigabits a second basically doubles your speed from a gigabit connectivity. Again, ideal for large files. It's ideal for large NAS servers, media servers, or if you've got a lot of video traffic going around the network, so things like CCTV or other entertainment.
That's about all we've got for unmanaged switches, so hang around for the next video in this series. Thanks then.